I want to make sure everybody hears it. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I heard it.
Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm okay. Should I assume that's over the Bengals game?
That's over the Bengals game. That's
Yeah,
over
I got you.
the
Okay.
bet associated with
Oh,
the
I don't like
Bengals
this.
game. That's with everything.
Yeah, I know. And it sucks when you put that bet out before the game because
I
then
was
you're held to it.
so excited.
You were confident.
I was comedy confident. I wasn't even really like sports confident. Like I knew anything about what I was doing. I was just hoping to karma and to the sports gods
Yeah,
that this would fall together just for the sake of this bit. Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm Brendan.
This is Two
It
Dudes
it
Wearing Hats on YouTube or Twitch or
it,
wherever you watch this live.
it didn't fall together for the. Yeah, no.
No. So I already got a drink poured.
We drinking?
We are drinking Jefferson's very
Jefferson.
small batch blend of straight whiskeys.
Not small batch, very small batch.
Very small batch. They make a point to put that out. This is 41.15%, 82.3 proof. Very interesting proof on that. 41.15, 82.3 proof. What do you think of that weird proofage on that?
That's very specific.
Right? It is a very specific. Normally you get like 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. You get like sometimes you'll get over 100 proof. Sometimes you'll get like barrel selects or barrel strengths. They kind of have like that special like one-time proofing on it.
Yeah.
But this is like the mass printing on the Jefferson's label. So it says their
Very
whiskey's
small
always going to be
batch.
it's always going to be proof to 82.3 proof. It's got a bottle of or a picture of Jefferson there on the back, and yeah, damn fine whiskey. Love it.
Damn fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a big fan of. I know. God forbid we make bourbon people angry. I'm not a big fan of some of the novelty things like the ocean.
Oh, it's bullshit.
The we're gonna age this at sea on a boat and let it rock around, and the salt in the air is gonna mix,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
Those
charge you a
not
little.
familiar with what that is, like Brendan's talking about, there is bourbon whiskey out there. They say they put it in a boat and they
Hmm.
sail it around the ocean, and that supposedly gives it ocean flavor.
Ocean flavor.
Ocean flavor, because that's what you want in your whiskey is
I don't
salt
know.
air,
Yeah, I guess so.
salty air. I could see where maybe that temperature change and that salty air might do something to the wood for the contraction, but also, and I'm not knocking Jefferson's Ocean. If you love Jefferson's Ocean, enjoy your
Hmm.
whiskey, drink your whiskey, do what you want. We're never going to tell you to not drink something. Drink all the booze. But what are we trying to achieve in that realm? This is like Jefferson, straight Jefferson's. It's the idea of this is whiskey from a founder of America, the whiskey that this dude drank. Like Wild Turkey kind of feels like Southern whiskey. So Jefferson's Ocean, are we doing like pirate bourbon? Like what's the vibe we're going for? This is what you drink on the ocean. What?
My favorite novelty
Mm-hmm.
bourbon, I
Mm-hmm.
will say, I guess novelty is the word we're looking for with this,
Mm-hmm.
is Tornado Survivor. Do you remember that?
I
The
do
E.H.
remember
Taylor?
Tornado Survivor from Taylor.
That's kind
That
of
was
a cool idea.
wild story. Tell the people about that story.
As far as I can remember, just one of the rick houses, there was a famous incident a little while back, maybe 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
where a tornado ripped through and took out one of the E.H. Taylor rick houses
Mm-hmm.
and threw some of the barrels around. And the barrels that they were able to recover became bourbon that they sold as Tornado Survivor. So,
Which went for a
and
lot of money.
yeah, I never tried it. I love everything I've had from E.H. Taylor, so I'm sure it was delicious no matter what, just because it was E.H. Taylor in general.
I am a fan of Dragon's Milk, which is a beer that you
Oh,
like,
God.
is a
I have
bourbon barrel ale. Tell the people about Dragon's Milk.
My worst drunk story ever is Dragon's
Ooh,
Milk.
tell them about the dragon's milk.
Oh man. It's New Holland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
New Holland
New
Brewing.
Holland.
New Holland Brewing.
New Holland makes Dragon's Milk. It's a 10.5%
Mhm.
in the bottle. Um, I went into a bar. We will not throw them under the bus for serving me, over serving me, uh, or just not telling me in general that this beer was 10.5%. You know what? I should have looked at the label.
When you work in the industry, when you're a bartender in the industry, that rule goes out the door when they know you're doing
Yeah.
the slide, as we would sometimes do, where it's
This
like
was
we're going to
toward
go at our job for a minute, pretend that we're working, and then we're going to the bar across the street, and then we're going to go like 3 more bars.
this was toward the end of the night because our place would close a little bit before
Yeah.
this place.
We got
And
to be snooty and close at like
one,
start kicking people out at 1 o'clock, where everyone else on the street that we were on was up until about 2:30.
we could
So
always catch one drink somewhere else.
we could always get out in just enough time to get a drink at another bar.
And we would call it field research or knowledge for work when you
Correct.
drink. Anytime I would go somewhere, I'd try something new that I hadn't tried. And this bar was very good for always having a very huge selection. And I went and I was like, I haven't tried that. Give me that one right there. The label is cool. It looks like something somebody would have tattooed on him. And
That's the way to pick a beer, is by the label.
yeah, I drank.
I agree with that theory. I the beer I have is from because of the label.
The marketing people would tell you the same.
Right?
I mean,
The
yeah.
label sells the beer.
You eat with your eyes first.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 of these 10.5% beers in a matter of the time that they said last call. And I slammed 2 of them to end the night after we had our end of night shots, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to all of a sudden, boom, I wake up. I'm on my bathroom floor. I'm laying on my bathroom floor. I have time traveled. It's now the morning.
Yeah.
I think it's the morning. I have 2 cats at the time, Monroe and Tiger. Monroe always would sleep on the right. Tiger would always sleep on the left. They had just moved to the
Little
right
squish-faced
and
boy.
left. My squish face. Yeah, he was a Persian. They pretty much just thought, okay, Dad moved the bed to the floor of the bathroom. So they assumed their usual positions of sleeping on the left and the right.
Well, I guess this is where we sleep now.
Yeah. And so they were like, this must be the new spot. And I'm like, oh gosh, what am I doing? Oh man, what is that smell? And yeah, I started blaming the cats, and I went, and all I can say is that I had thrown up, and the color is just as dark as a stout as Dragon's Milk. That's why I need to talk to you about the upcoming event. I'm going to be there, but I'm going to be tasting. It's going to be a sample party for me, but I don't know. Me and stouts haven't returned since this day, but I had thrown up across my bed apparently. And at that point in my life, I didn't have a washing machine and a dryer, and I was doing the laundry at my parents' house. And you don't show up in your 30s with your newly thrown up on comforter so I just threw it out, went to Target, bought a new set, started fresh. That's all you can do in that situation. It was terrible. Dragon's Milk and the Dark Charge event for Braxton are the 2 most drunk times I've ever had, and both of them are on barrel-aged stouts.
They're dangerous. They're very dangerous, and
they're deceptive. It's
they go down
motor
very
oil.
smooth. They drink very easily, but they hit you like a punch in the face when they decide that it's time to hit you. What are you drinking up?
I forgot to even pour. You got so upset. We were talking about the Bengals and whatnot. I'm returning to a bottle that I'm about to finish off here. Mm-hmm. The 400 Conejos, the rabbits.
Is that the booby whiskey?
No. That's the Pachuga.
That's the Pachuga.
Okay. The booby whiskey. It's mezcal.
Oh yeah.
Mezcal. It's not even in. You're not even in the same family, bud.
Not even the same plant.
Ah.
So,
gosh.
but to talking about Dragon's Milk, we were talking about gimmicky whiskeys. One of my actual favorite gimmicky whiskeys is the whiskey they made with the beer barrels after the bourbon barrel beer
That was brilliant.
made with them.
What was that?
It was something. It was called Dragon's Milk, but another it was something to do with Dragon's Milk. It was like no, it was like beer barrel bourbon. Yeah, it was like
beer barrel bourbon.
Instead of bourbon barrel ale, it was like beer barrel bourbon. It was like a very simple beer barrel bourbon because they literally just put exactly what it was, but it was
they finished
whiskey finished in the Dragon's Milk
used barrels.
So the barrel had whiskey in it, then had beer in it, then had whiskey in it. I couldn't even tell you that did much for the flavor or the complexity, but it sold the idea of the bottle. It actually makes you go, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy that. That looks really good.
Bob in the chat is curious about something, and I am too. Tell me about that WCW shirt.
So I bought this about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And it is a remake. It's not an original. It just looks like a vintage sweatshirt. I bought it from a dude that I follow a lot of companies.
I thought you were gonna have some story that this guy on the crew threw it to you, like, here, kid.
Oh, I wish I had that cool of a story.
His sweaty WCW Disney Cruise shirt.
No, this is from one of the 10 dudes I follow who. There's an entire amazing genre out there of merch printers who remake old stuff. This is the sweatshirt they gave out to people that worked at MGM Studios when WCW filmed there. That was on the Disney lot. So it's Disney Crew on the front. It's got an entire scene on the back. So it's got an entire like.
Is that Mickey inside the ring?
It's Mickey in a wrestling ring. From what I understand, the one they used to make this was Sonny Ono's. Because he was there working there at the time. From what I understand, he's a pretty big WCW historian and kept a lot of the stuff that kind of popped up at that time. But no, just a fun little WCW Disney Crew remake shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
I've got the whiskey.
My beard is out of control.
The tequila.
I can't.
I was going to compliment the beard at the beginning of the show. I noticed it's a little bit longer than normally a Brendan beard. It's got a little like.
It's getting a little crazy, man.
It's got a couple little cool like areas. You look like a custom character from like an RPG.
Teach me. What am I supposed to? How do I get it all going the same direction? Do I need to use some gel? Do I need to use some mousse?
Oil?
Do I need to use some pomade? I got beard oil.
A beard oil? Honestly, what the big thing too is the skin. There is this stuff from Bath and Body Works. It's like it's almost like a cream, but it's like beard and scruff cream. I rub that super heavy on my face, and that
beard and scruff cream.
Yeah, because this is called your scruff, like your
scruff. Okay, yeah.
So like I rub that in really heavy, but really just wash it and brush it. Brush it. That's a big thing. Is just brush your beard and like normal hair. Just
I started trying to do that. This is caused by my hoodie. It makes it fold out like a freaking gills, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, you're wearing your hoodie too high.
No, I have big thick hoodies.
Big thick hoodie. Yeah, I do. I do. I am part of like the thin sweatshirt crew right now.
I like a big comfy hoodie.
I like layers. I like to have a sweatshirt and then I have a jacket on top of that. So like sometimes, a lot of my sweatshirts are a little bit on the thinner side.
No, I've got those for the summer because I wear hoodies all through the summer as well, but they're thin, like hoodies or thin sleeveless shirts.
I fall into these like rabbit holes where I'll find a piece of clothing and then I'll buy that piece of clothing in like 5 different colors just so I can just rotate. Yeah. Right now, it's these ultra soft hoodies from Kohl's that are just the big, puffy, like super soft winter hoodies, and I've already got them in like 3 different colors and just match them with sweatpants. And it's like, as I've entered my 40s, I used to always say to myself like, I have to dress up, jeans and a belt and nice shoes anytime I'm going somewhere. But now I'm far more comfortable with the casual outfit.
Yeah. As
I'm getting older, I'm just like, let's just track pants and a hoodie and let's just call it a day because we're just going to the store and running some errands. But we got a whole sidebar about hoodies.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah. So I'm drinking because of the game.
Yeah.
We talked about, we opened up talking about the Bengals game. It is Friday night. that we are doing this live. If you're listening to this or watching this at a later date or a later time,
24 hours removed.
the Cincinnati Bengals played the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football in Baltimore. This was the we have played them since then, but it was this time last year, this game last year, the Thursday night game against Baltimore, where Joe Burrow had the hand injury that ended the season.
Yeah.
That was the infamous night where the Baltimore Ravens fans started chanting "Fuck Joe Burrow." You can clearly hear it in the background while Richard Sherman was doing a broadcast after the fact and after the game. We got booed on the walkout during Thursday night's game. And the game was something.
1 point.
1 point loss altogether. The Bengals started off strong. They really did start out. They started
4
off taking
point loss
7-0
between the two games this season.
Yeah.
In the two games this year, I sent you this little fact earlier. In the two games this year, the Bengals are 0-2. They've lost by a total of 4 points. But Joe Burrow's had 820 yards, 9 touchdowns, a 121 passer rating. Jamar Chase has 21 catches, 457 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
And that's what
Are
makes
you
the
kidding me?
whole thing
And you've lost. It's painful.
And that's what makes the whole thing so frustrating is the Bengals played
and the missed calls
incredible
at the end, especially hands to the face.
Especially when you're going for a 2-point conversion.
Oh,
which in my personal opinion, and I've heard both sides of this argument, is that I think they should have just went for the kick and took it to overtime. I think we had their offense's number a lot of the night. Yeah, Lamar Jackson can do cool shit.
They scored on their last 4 drives. That was the theory. Lamar scored on his last 4.
I understand that, but
try
in that
to end
moment,
it.
But how have our 2-point conversions worked so far?
I will say this. I did not want them to go for it until the minute the touchdown was scored. Okay. Joe's going, let's go for it. And I'm like, oh, Joe's behind it? I got this. Okay, let's go for it. Because it seemed like Joe was calling for it too. And I wish I could say it was one of those things where we could look back and go, damn you, Zach Taylor. But no, it seemed like the offense wanted to go for it.
But I just feel that I would have trusted our defense in that moment. I really would have trusted our defense to get it done and to like shut them down and take it to overtime. And I would honestly rather have taken our chances with them in overtime.
They took their chances with them in overtime in the first game this season and lost by 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and we lost by 1.
I know,
because we went for a 2-point conversion.
Yep,
where
failed.
we could have just took it to it even. We could have just.
And there were hands to the face.
Put Money Mac in
and there was a hold, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can't. We could sit here and talk about the missed calls by the ref as a big. I see my face lighting up in reflections. The Motor City Machine Guns are coming out on SmackDown. I got them on the TV, and their intro
they're very flashy.
Very flashy. A lot of pyro.
A lot of pyro.
We can sit here and talk about the ref calls, but I wish and I love when we get games that we can walk away from, win or loss, without talking about it having some sort of thing to do with a ref
officials.
Or a call or a missed call or somebody did something too far over or some shit like that.
I missed 2 legs in my parlay. Everything was so close. Burrow hit the passing yards, of course. Chase hit his receiving yards. Burrow hit his passing touchdowns. Derrick Henry scored a touchdown. Lamar Jackson did not get me the 48 yards rushing, and Zay Flowers did not give me the 50 yards receiving. And you know what? Screw Bateman and Deontay. My fantasy team. I sit people for other people. Like, you know what? Yoshi Voss will be good. We'll sit Bateman. Bateman does great when I sit him on the bench. And then, my whole season has just been injuries. Christian McCaffrey, Njoku, Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bitter about our fantasy football this year.
I'm not coming in very well. I think I'm sitting at about ninth place in a league of 14. Um,
I'm 4
playing
and 6.
Chris this week. I'm playing my brother-in-law. I'm projected to beat him by 1 point just because of how good of a game that Joe Burrow had. Because Joe Burrow, I think, went for like 33.4 points last night because he threw for 4 touchdowns, which once again
Yeah,
is such a frustrating part. He threw for over 400 fucking yards, 4 touchdowns, and we lost, and we don't
yeah,
win. So once again, good for my fantasy, really really good for my fantasy.
yeah.
Um, but man, that win would have been nice just to take it all the way through and get that done. Um,
And you had the bet with
I had a bet, and I got this up on the screen for the people.
Jermaine.
This was my arrogant let's see what happens bet, because as a lot of people have pointed out on the internet, Jermaine Burton was seen at a casino, Hard Rock, Cincinnati, gambling. He was at the slot machine.
Is it
In
arrogant because he was at the casino, or is it arrogant because you made the social media post about that bet?
I'm the arrogant one for making the social media post. The arrogance is on my front. Jermaine was just a dude. He was just a dude playing slots at a casino, minding his own business. He happened to go to the casino in the this year's veterans hoodie that they just gave to all the Bengals players for like Veterans Remembrance Day. So that might not have been the smartest thing, but like he's allowed to go to the casino and gamble. But I took a risk on that because he was in a lot of photos and a lot of memes for gambling. So I went for Cincinnati Bengals hitting the money line, Jermaine Burton as an anytime touchdown scorer, and then over 52.5 match points. Now, when we look at the stats,
He almost had a chance.
he had a chance. I think he went for 7 yards altogether for the entire game.
He almost had a touchdown though.
But we see here the spread on those stats. I mean, we had
Yeah,
Jamar for 11 receptions, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. His longest reception was 70 freaking yards. Chase Brown for 9 receptions, 52 yards, 17 long. Like
just
Tanner
look at the longest.
Hudson.
If you just look down that column of long, how awesome is that? 70-yard pass. He had a 17-yard catch. He had a 10, 13, 19. Like
In our rushing, we had four. Chase Brown. Chase Brown had 42 yards rushing, 52 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown. Tanner had a touchdown. And once
how
again,
devastating is Hendrickson on defense? Did you see him run that man over like he was nothing? Just
Hendrickson
plowed
had
him straight over.
fantastic game.
I think 3 sacks.
Let's see.
Or no.
Trey
He's the leader.
Hendrickson-
He's the leader in sacks right now for sure.
Trey Hendrickson had no sacks in that game.
Wait, am I thinking 2 games ago?
You're thinking 2 games ago. But yeah, you can see where
He should have 11 total,
our
I think.
defense had great. Asai had that QB hit. Let's see. No real sacks on our side. I think that was a big stat as well. How they got 3 sacks, we got none. But we had 2 fumbles from Joe Burrow, a fumble from Chase Brown. That one was a big hurt at the point in the game where that happened. But
Big Hurt. What baseball player was that? That was his nickname.
the big hurt.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, it's escaping me. No clue.
Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas.
The Big Hurt.
If you were to ask
Chicago
me
White
baseball
Sox.
players aside from Pete Rose, the first couple that are going to probably pop into my head going to be Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa,
Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco.
Nolan Ryan was the man to me as a kid.
Oh,
I was a big Nolan Ryan fan. I have like a collection of Nolan Ryan stamps, an autographed ball.
Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson was a big unit.
Randy Johnson was the big
Randy
unit.
Johnson was a big unit. Texas Rangers?
Forever the man who made that bird explode. I believe he was with the Rangers for a bit,
yes.
but I know he was with the Mariners for a while.
Randy Johnson, the big unit, threw a baseball, hit a bird, made that bird explode like nobody's business.
The only thing that's good about that is I don't believe the bird felt a thing. Like,
it was a very, let's pull it up. No.
if you've seen that footage,
Yeah, yeah. We're not
it
we're
looks
not
like
show
a
it on
pillow
here, but
exploding
man,
at a slumber party in a cartoon when the feathers go everywhere.
and
You can look it up. Randy Johnson bird.
it's such a
You just type in
quick.
Randy Johnson, it'll come up first.
Oh yeah, you type Randy Johnson, it's probably gonna say Randy Johnson. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Randy Johnson big unit. Randy Johnson bird are probably gonna be like the top 3 searches for Randy Johnson. So the Bengals are pretty disappointing. That was my Thursday night.
They are disappointing by less than a score.
By
Every time, yeah, it's rough. Every game, it's almost a one touchdown game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
moments from greatness.
I think it's good. It's good to be proud of what we've done over the past years and the changes we've made and the progress we made. But I think we do have to also acknowledge when it's a rebuild year and when it's a kind of figuring it out period for us. And you know
we did not know it was what it is. We were not ready for it to be what it is.
No, we were not ready for it to be what it is. There's a lot of conversations around who needs to stay, who needs to go, who's calling the plays, and who should be calling the plays.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily want to do that because at the same time, I don't know if you saw the thing came out where people were razzing the head coach's wife on social media.
That's just stupid.
That's scumbag behavior. Don't bug celebrities.
Don't be a douche.
Members that aren't if they're not a public figure, leave them alone.
They got nothing to do with it.
Public figures are open for criticism because if you want to be this, we're open for criticism because we put ourselves out here on the internet. But people that do not, like somebody's wife, leave them the fuck alone.
Please don't hurt my feelings.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway,
their feelings.
Yeah. So anyway, how have you been? Taking care of your sad. That was it right there. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
You've been doing any gaming? You've been doing any?
My gaming's been kind of a circle. My gaming has been trying to get some upward mobility in Elden Ring. I'm finally kind of at a point where I'm building some of my categories up. There's one specific enemy that I am nowhere near that is between me and the next story progression. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm just kind of doing small things here and there and just trying to get XP. But I'm at a level now where to level up is about 35,000 XP points. And the average, I'd say probably the average enemy gives you right where I'm going around at with the level that I'm at, about 150 to 200 XP points per death.
What if you didn't have to worry about all those points? All you had to do was set sail on an adventure and a voyage.
I love.
Okay, so I got back into Sea of Thieves for a second. Okay. I just for those we never really talked about it on here. We used to play it pretty religiously. Mm-hmm. We were heavy to. They have updated it quite a bit, sir. Should we talk about it over a beer?
Ooh,
You're still sticking to whiskey.
The whiskey, no, the whiskey didn't come out of the bottle yet.
There you go.
If we're going to talk about it over a beer, I have a wonderful beer, and I have more than one beer. You're going to help me decide what I'm drinking.
Okay.
I also have one of the greatest pint glasses I think I've had yet on this show.
Show me the pint glass.
So, before this week, before the Bengals game and the sadness, I went on like a excursion with my wife. We went to a bunch of fun places this past weekend. I went to a new brewery. I went to Wandering Monster.
You went to the Cincinnati Zoo after I did too, didn't you?
That was like a month ago.
No, I thought, was it? Because I noticed that after we had talked about the zoo, you had gone to Louisville, I went to Cincinnati, and then you went to Cincinnati.
I did go to that one a few weeks ago.
Did you walk through the inside with the kangaroos?
I mean, I've done that before. I've done that year after year. We have season passes every year. So, yeah.
Do you think you could fight a kangaroo?
Do I think I could fight a kangaroo? I don't want to fight a kangaroo.
Okay, I was just wondering. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, first off, no. Did you ever play Streets of Rage 3?
I don't think I have.
Did you ever play any Streets of Rage?
I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
The top down, like beat 'em up, not top down, sideways beat 'em up game. In Streets of Rage 3, one of the characters you can be is a kangaroo that boxes. His name is Rue.
Rue.
Rue the kangaroo. Fucking
Well,
duh.
yeah.
Duh. What else are you gonna call him? Hops? Ooh, that's good too.
Oh, is there a brewery in Australia that has like a mascot named Hops, the
Ooh,
kangaroo?
Outback Brewing. Outback. Outback Brewing.
you,
Beer.
you said it like you were being stabbed. Ow,
Out.
ow, ow,
Outback.
outback.
Outback Brewing. Um, but this past weekend I went to Wandering Monsters Brewing. First off,
What a great name.
amazing name, fantastic beer. The artwork, I can't recommend the place enough. They have duck pin bowling inside there that you can play, and we got food, we got brunch food. I had a great BLT. The beer was fantastic. I
I
ended up getting a
love
pint
a
glass.
BLT.
They did a big thick heirloom tomato pepper bacon. They did a really good mayonnaise on it, and just a the thing is the egg was perfectly cooked.
Oh, it was a BLT and an E.
BLT and E, it was circular
Yeah.
with a runny egg, and then we got
Or a belt.
a belt, but it
The
wasn't
ELT.
served on like sliced bread. They served it on a brioche bun, so it had a
Ah.
really nice kind of hand. You were able to really hold on to it. But then we also got Texas
Getting
Twinkies,
hungry.
where
Texas Twinkies.
they take a jalapeno pepper, fill
Yeah.
it with pimento cheese,
Okay.
wrap it in bacon, and cook the
Okay.
whole thing in a smoker. And then they give
Wow.
you like ranch to dip it in.
That
Those things
sounds
were
amazing.
incredible. So Wandering Monsters Brewing, I highly recommend going and checking that place out. I picked up this pint glass. It has their logo, Wandering Monsters, right there on the
Oh
front.
man, look at them
And
all.
all their little monsters. They do a great job of using this little monster character throughout all of their marketing. The different beers are different versions, the monster in different costumes are the different beers.
It looks like the
that
Among
they
Us
brew.
guys are having a Halloween party.
It's got that same. My favorite is the fact that they have a little ghost face from Scream.
Oh, they do. That's great.
Through over the course of the Halloween season this year, my daughter's getting into horror movies, so myself, and my wife watched all of the Screams, all 7.
Really?
I have a newfound appreciation for the Scream movies. If you actually go through them, they're pretty fantastic.
I mean, I always felt like the first one was great, second one, and then I never really. I just
3 is kind of trash. 4 is not bad. 4 is not bad.
Yeah.
5 and 6, and then, or I think it's 5, 6, and 7 after that are actually really good as well. Like it has a little bit of a dip in the middle of the series, but then actually finishes really strong to where
How many is David Arquette in?
I don't want to say that.
Oh, okay, good. No,
Yeah, I'm not going to say
no.
that.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
He's in the perfect amount of Scream movies.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
So I actually
I'm
highly
drinking out of a
recommend
can tonight,
going
not
back
a
and watching
glass.
that. No, but okay, yeah, that was my Wandering Monsters pint glass. What do you got?
I just have a can.
What do you got in that can?
I have a can from a brewery I usually will not give much love to because they made a big deal out of the fact that they were in a Columbus stadium and they're supposed to be a Cincinnati. Anyway, soccer beef, you know.
Yeah. Soccer.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, I'm getting over it. I'm gonna try it.
One day we're gonna have an excursion to Columbus, and we're gonna do a whole thing on Columbus. It's gonna be dudes go to Columbus, dudes, dude Lumbus.
Columbus.
Dude Lumbus. There are
Dude
so many
Lumbus.
wonderful things. I'm going to break your hatred of Columbus. There's so many wonderful things and so many amazing places to go.
Mike, there's so
I
many
will
wonderful
show
things
you.
about kayaking,
I will show you.
walking in the woods.
I will show you so many amazing places but you wouldn't even know that you were in Columbus, and you wouldn't see a soccer logo anywhere.
I will show you so many. I will show you so many ways that we could kayak, and
I
you
live
won't
in the
feel
woods.
you won't feel uncomfortable.
I don't
You
kayak.
do
I
not.
live in the woods.
There
I live more
is
in the woods than you.
there is a wooded area behind you.
There's a farm. It's a farm. I live in the rural area.
How often do you go off that patio?
That has nothing to do with where I live.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There's nothing to do with where the house is located, how often I leave the house.
We're gonna have a cheetah lager.
Ooh, cheetah lager. Bengals can, the jungle cat can, as they
Jungle
call
Cat
it.
can.
That was a good call.
Thank you,
I
Bob. Thank you, Bob. I traded Bob for this. He was eating some La Rosa's pizza, and I traded him a La Rosa's lager for this beer.
So I don't know how to do the pick one without showing you the late. Ooh, yeah. I'm just gonna try to show you the colors and not the beers, and let you pick just based on color.
I kind of like that deep green. I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse that was that color.
The deep green. Do you want to know what the other one was? Because it'll probably get drank not on the show. I'll probably end up drinking it.
Sure, you can go ahead and tell me what you can tell me what you're drinking later.
So it is what you did not pick was Cracker Crust.
Cracker
by Perennial Artisan Ales. This is a pale ale with honey. The hops are Centennial, Mosaic, and Nectaron.
I love Mosaic hops.
And the grist is Pilsner, Golden Promise, and Flaked Oats. It's got a lot of pie. Like the artwork's really cool. It's got like pie people on it. Actually, crackers. Oh, man, not even pie. I thought it was pie crust. No, it was just cracker heads and little crackers on the table, and then she's serving up crackers. That is what you did not choose. That's what
I did not choose.
Drinking while I'm doing something else, or
drinking
while I'm sitting on the patio. What you did choose was from Little House Brewing, out of North Haven, Connecticut. This is apple cider donuts.
Whoa!
This is a Scotch style ale.
Scotch ale, okay.
With apple cider donuts.
Apple cider,
cinnamon,
donuts.
And vanilla. Well, no, okay, no, all one thing. Apple cider donuts, cinnamon, and vanilla.
Okay.
So here's what the story says. Are you getting those fuzzy fall feelings yet? Throw on a flannel, breathe in the crisp air, and get ready to go apple cider donut picking, because this year's crop is finally ready for harvest. Apple cider donut picking?
That sounds so. It took you a second to picture the tree with the apple cider donuts on it.
I'm in the apple cider donut field.
Yeah, right.
Let me grab that one, Daddy.
That would be amazing, though.
So
if there was a donut tree. Oh.
This rich and malty Scotch ale was brewed with the perfect ratio of one freshly baked apple cider donut from Bishop's Orchard in every pint. Warm cinnamon notes, cakey donut flavor, decadent vanilla, and just a hint of snappy, cidery goodness make this the perfect autumn sipper. Drink it, it's liquid donut magic, and we made it with love just for you from fresh. I'm sure this is delicious. Little House Brewery, Little House Brewing, like 3 less sentences.
Yeah.
In the story would be appreciated. You could write that copy a little bit less. But it's lovely.
You need something to do while you're sitting
cool.
there.
Yeah, I love it. It's whimsical, but at a certain point I'm like on the podcast trying to like get through it. But here we go. This is apple cider donuts from Little House Brewing Company. Let's see what this pour looks like. Oh, she's rich.
This is like a dark Scotch ale.
This is 7%.
I'm curious how much cinnamon you get from that, because that's a very tan head.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that. It's got a nice head to it. It's got some good aroma. Oh, wow. You can smell like just get donut.
Just a donut in it.
You get so much donut. That is fucking crazy. That is insane. Okay, so this is apple cider donut from Little House Brewing Company. Worth the mustache.
Worth the mustache?
Worth the mustache.
Good to know.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah?
That drinks... And here's what I'm loving lately. A lot of breweries are putting a lot of time and effort into creating darker, roastier, maltier beers that don't drink like a milkshake. That aren't so heavy and so sugary and so cloying. It's dark, it's roasty, but it's still got a nice crispness. It's still got that I think the fact that it's got kind of that apple cider really kind of lightens up the flavor profile. The fact that they leaned away. Anytime stouts go away from like chocolate, I'm
Yeah.
really happy with that. And this is a Scotch ale, so not a stout, but that dark roastiness.
Yeah, you're pretty much leaning more on the coffee side as opposed to the chocolate side.
Not as much vanilla as I think the advertising says, but
Are you getting apple though? Like, because they talk
I'm
about
getting
one
apple.
whole apple. Are you? Okay.
well, it's one whole apple cider donut, and that's the thing I'm getting the apple cider donut wholeheartedly. It's that sweet yeast, that sweet yeast with a little bit of
Sweet
apple in
yeast.
there. Yeah, but that's what that did. Uh-oh.
It did it again.
He's back though.
Are we there?
Oh, you're back. We're still
You're
live.
back. Okay, well that's good.
Yeah. So apple cider donut from Little House. Yeah, Little House Brewing Company, out of North Haven, Connecticut. That stuff's fire.
Nice. I will have to try that at some point. Or now, is that one you got from the Jungle Gyms?
That was from Jungle Gyms recently.
Because I know
did
that's
take
going
a
to be
trip
the
there.
local place where you can get probably the best variety.
That's what I love Jungle Gyms, and those of you, if you are listening going, what the hell is Jungle Gyms? It is a amazing grocery store that we have here in Cincinnati. We have two locations. One location that's closer to me in the Eastgate area, and I love going there. And essentially, they have kind of the world market idea where there's an aisle of different ethnicities, of different foods and different styles. They do have a huge section of just regular grocery, but then
It's
they
impossible to go there with a list and stick to just your list.
We go
You're
there.
gonna leave with other stuff.
We go there and we have the greatest hits. There are certain items we specifically know that we can get only there, and we only probably buy there because that's the place to get them at.
Gotcha.
We have the sections where we know, hey, we'll see what they have. I'll be honest with you, there's some stuff that I just skip. But the beer selection is incredible. My two favorite things there are the beer selection and the meat and cheese charcuterie selection. Oh, I love it. There's a specific meat that I'm obsessed with.
Bologna.
I love a good bologna. Speaking of that, something hilarious you can do with bologna is, have you ever had a bologna bowl?
A what?
A bologna bowl.
No, I have not.
Okay, so you take a bowl.
Yep.
Bowl. Just put a piece of bologna in it, in the bottom, so it's cupped, like in the bottom of the bowl.
Okay.
A slice of American cheese.
Okay.
You get the kind that comes in the little plastic wrapper.
The cheap ones.
Like the slices. Like
The singles.
Craft singles. And then take a raw egg, crack it, just crack that into the bowl. Just drop the whole egg in the bowl.
Wait.
Follow me. What?
I'm following you. That's the fucking that's the problem. Bologna. And then you said American cheese, but specifically the
cheese.
shitty stuff.
You need it.
The stuff that doesn't taste like good cheese.
Gooey melty, because you need to be gooey melty, because you want it to like nuke melt.
Are you gonna microwave this egg?
Yes.
What?
And then you put the raw egg in there.
Learn to
and you
cook.
put the whole thing in the microwave. This is
Learn to cook.
This is cooking. I know how to cook. You know I know how to cook.
I know you know how to cook.
This is the most.
I'm going from the man who made a really good like pork butt and stuff like that to someone who's telling me to line their bowl with bologna and craft singles and crack an egg into it.
And then what you do is you make toast and then you slice it into little. It's from Maddie Matheson's cookbook from the Bear. You cut toast into little strips of toast soldiers and then you dip it. Because when you cook it, the bologna is you're gonna nuke it for like 4.5 minutes. The bologna is gonna cook and crisp up. The cheese melts, and the egg perfectly cooks to where it has a runny, yolky center.
No,
you're gonna dip the toast in there.
No, I'm not.
And with hot sauce, and it's amazing.
You've done this?
We eat this on a regular basis.
You microwave bologna regularly.
I'd say I probably eat this about 4 times a year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There's nothing like it. Nothing like a good. Nothing like what I call a good cheap old country breakfast. Like, have you ever had shit?
Breakfast.
Have you ever had shit on a shingle?
Shit on a shingle? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with what it is. I
Cream
think I've
chipped
had it
beef.
once.
Cream chipped beef. You get chip beef, which like budding beef. The cheap beef you get in like the deli section and like the little
Yeah.
packet. You chop that up and then you kind of make. It's essentially that you make a sauce the same way you make like biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
But instead of sausage, you use that chopped up beef, a little bit of salt and pepper. Pour that over toast.
We went from I was going to tell you about how it's going to be great to return to being a pirate to shit on a shingle.
White trash breakfasts.
White trash breakfast.
Put it in the microwave or put some cream chip beef on some toast there, bud. Dude, I love a good weird breakfast. A fried bologna sandwich, like the chicken and waffles.
Bologna
like
with some brown
biscuits and
sugar
gravy.
fried.
Really?
Yeah.
Like put
Some
brown sugar on the bologna and
sprinkle
fry
some brown
it?
sugar. Yeah. It gets a little crispy and caramelized. Yeah.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go try
Yeah.
this tonight.
Just
I'm gonna
sprinkle
go
a little
make
bit
fried
on there.
Brown sugar, fried bologna.
Yeah, you just get a little bit of that like caramelization on the outside, that char. Mmm.
There's nothing better than some sweet meat.
Sweet meat.
That's the name of this. That's
Sweet
the name
meat.
of this week's episode. Sweet.
We're always finding the name of the episode. We just found the name of it. It's called Sweet
So
Meat.
tell me about being a pirate, Sweet Meat.
Is that going to be my pirate name?
No, that's our boat, the SS Sweet Meat.
SS Sweet Meat.
SS
I could rename mine. I could buy a renaming deed because my boat is currently the captaincy boat that we're using is the Red Hand. And it's kind of a little nod to Peaky Blinders and theme song, The Red Right Hand. And
Yeah.
Anyway.
That song is in the Scream movies. The Red Right Hand.
Yeah.
That song is the consistent like theme. Not the theme. It's
I love
in
that bell.
every Scream movie though. At some point, usually when they're walking around and just
Is
kind
it
of
really?
talking, they use it in every Scream movie. I didn't tell you.
I haven't watched the Scream movies since they probably came out, but interesting.
It's the episode I'm randomly over here just hyping the Scream movies. I don't know why, but continue. Pirate.
No, just they've added some things that might surprise you. And at times when we were pirates, we like to be what you might call dicks. I mean,
Say the same word.
Okay, so they've added this ability now that you can click your right stick and make your name disappear off the screen and make your character crouch down. So combine that with the fact that you can now add a blowgun to your arsenal and spit out a blow dart that makes a shiny mark on the ground that lures in ships to you. You can lure and bait people in.
So, but really, no one would really see your name unless they looked at you. If you were on the island and they were on their boat, they would have to like, wouldn't they? They wouldn't be able to see your name right away. They'd have to like look through their spyglass to see you.
Yeah,
to see your name, right?
More than likely, yes.
Okay.
And they would also have to. They would probably see your mermaid. You know that whole thing. That was always the problem too.
The mermaid. That's what times you'd want to
There's now something called mer fruit, and with mer fruit, you can eat it and heal yourself, or you can cook it, and it will make mer people not help you for a while. So that way, you can stop people and hide on islands.
That's my only favorite thing to do. You want to do all the missions and the stories and the boring shit. I just want to.
That shit's not boring. It's fun too. We started doing it.
I want to ruin other people's day.
We got to get better.
I want to jump out at somebody and just be like, ah!
That's the second half of the adventure.
No, that's
you got to start with a journey and see where that journey takes you, which usually leads to bullshit. And yeah. So
what's the
SS Sweet
island that was there's Marauders Island or Merchants Island or
Reaper's Highway.
Reaper's Hideaway. That's what it is. Whereas like there was like a big like temple-looking building. You go and you deliver the little chest to.
And you wait there for people.
It was always fun, especially because if you did it right, you could climb up on the back of the gigantic like TP-looking thing and lay down and just wait for people to come to the chest. People who never play this game are like, "What are these two guys talking about?"
Yeah, right. We should stream it sometime soon. I think you would like. They've added grappling guns where you can fire your weapon and it be just pulled behind it like Batman in Arkham City. So you can shoot a ship and then suck your body up real quick. You can fire your harpoon off the ship now and tightrope walk it. You just got to kind of left and right. They've made some interesting changes that are a lot of fun, I will say.
Sure, yeah.
So
I'll have to break out the Xbox and I'm sure I'll have to update.
You have to do it on the PC, probably. Don't you play that on PC?
No, I can do either one. That game actually worked really well on because that's one of the few games because we have different.
Now you know you can port your character over to PlayStation 5 now if you want.
Yeah, Yeah.
They now are completely cross-platform, and so you just figure out what you want to play it on the most.
But I could just dedicate I have an Xbox. I could just dedicate to that.
Pirate.
But that's another conversation.
That's another conversation.
Other people. We'll do a shot.
I guess we can do a shot.
We'll call it up. Call it down.
Are you gonna race me on Mario Kart tonight?
I might race you on
might.
Mario Kart.
Oh, no.
I got it.
Okay.
I've got 7 other things I'm gonna finish up. Elden Ring is calling me. All right, so
We got plenty on MLB. We can stream it.
ooh, I might take you up on that. I've actually been pop lock and drop in with the Miami Marlin heavy right now.
That's interesting.
So I've got 3 bottles. I'm gonna let you pick.
Let's go with the white one.
Did we talk about this last week? What this is?
I don't know.
No, I
What
don't
is
want to do it. Oh. So what do you got before I read what I have? It's reaching to the bag of thumbtacks.
Oh, there's square bottles and there's round bottles.
Round bottle.
Round
You
bottle.
probably like the square bottles. Ooh.
99. See, 99 is so artificially. Oh, God.
They are very.
If you would have said square bottles, there would have been some whiskeys in my future. So keep that in mind next time. They may have been flavored whiskeys, but still.
Well, I have Kinky
Oh,
Fruit Punch.
kinky fruit punch.
This is a
It's not regular fruit punch. It's fruit punch that'll demean you and call you a little bitch.
17%. It's only 17%. Alcohol by volume liqueur. Kinky
So it's
Fruit
20.
Punch. A juicy fusion of cherry, pineapple, and orange.
So it's 34 proof.
Yeah. What do you got?
You're doing 34 proof. I'm doing 99 proof pink lemonade.
All right. Let's go.
You go ahead and do yours first.
First off, we got to talk about the residue
Oh man, that's not good.
on the bottle.
Yeah, that smells like pink lemonade. That's harsh. What's that smell like?
Oh my god, this looks like blood, dude. Okay, I don't know if the camera's gonna get the color, but
It is very red.
that is a very unnatural.
That
red.
does look like some stage blood for Halloween.
In fact, hold on.
You got a shot glass nearby? Oh, you just made one?
Mhm.
This is gonna taste so good together. Oh wow.
Nothing that color should not taste like cough medicine. Oh, good lord.
Okay, pink lemonade.
Oh, good lord. Here we go. Fruit punch.
Oh, it's hot pink lemonade. Oh, terrible. Oh.
Need to rinse the rest of that down with some water.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm not happy.
That tastes like somebody peed in a little hug. Oh, God.
It tastes like somebody peed in what?
A little hug. The little juice, the little barrels, the little juice